No, you didn't even give me a cause. You said for your 10. I told you I got
that's
a ticket.
probable cause to pull you over, right?
Okay.
Just because you.
Whoa.
If I have to give you a guess of what led to this moment, you would think this guy was a drug dealer. The fact is, dear viewer, you'd be wrong. Rudy was driving for what the police stated were 2 traffic infractions. The stop started very cordial, but that was until Officer Sarah came into the picture. The initial officer approaches Rudy from the driver's side and tells him the reason for his stop. Although the stop is legal based on the observations of the officer, Rudy has been stopped before for a similar reason and has up to a future date to solve those traffic tickets before he can be ticketed again.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm stopping you because you got no front plate. Your window tints too dark.
I actually got to fix a ticket for this one.
Did you?
It was 2 weeks ago. I got stopped on Arden right there by Hostess.
You roll down that window
Factory.
from the corner, please. Thank you.
So far, this is a normal and fair traffic stop with good interactions from both parties. Rudy is asked to lower the passenger side, where Officer Sarah seems to be approaching. You can see in the video that Rudy lowers the window more than halfway. The initial male officer seems pleased with it, but Officer Sarah seems to be bugged down by this and requests the window to be lowered all the way down. There is no universal way of how far is required for the windows to be down during a traffic stop. Some argue that rolling your windows just down enough to clearly communicate with the officer as well as exchange documents is the correct way. Officer Sarah annoyingly proclaims that he has to lower the window because she just told him to. Yes, during a traffic stop, the best advice is to follow the officer's commands, but that doesn't mean they get to make the rules here either. The initial officer is already conducting the traffic stop, and this female officer is just fishing for anything she can use against Rudy.
Do I got to?
Because I just told you to.
No, I'm saying I got it right. I count that up.
For my safety.
And for my safety also. This is all being audio recorded, by the way, too.
Okay, that's fine. It's right
Yeah.
here, too.
Okay.
A police stop can escalate for any reasons not related to the initial stop. Never unlock the door unless they have a search warrant or they have probable cause. And this is the reason why it's good to have a recording device inside your car. Not every police jurisdiction mandates body cameras. Rudy clearly answered all of this guy's questions in a coherent, polite, and non-threatening manner. He then starts a conversation with Officer Sarah. Let's remember that this female officer claimed that having his window down all the way was for her safety. But how does a window rolled halfway makes her less safe? The two are not related at all.
So you said for your safety?
Yeah, for my safety. I know I need to keep your hands in your lap.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Sorry?
I said no problem. Feels like I'm back in Nazi Germany or something. The way you people get treated like this, you know?
Officer Sarah seems to be a bit on edge in regards to Rudy without him being a threat. This is the problem that happens when officers believe that everyone they stopped is guilty of something. There is always a part that is the pivotal moment in these videos, and this is it. Officer Sarah asked Rudy if he has any weapons in the vehicle, to which he informs her that he does, and that is a legal and registered weapon on his name. The Second Amendment provides the constitutional framework for gun ownership rights. This is a law-abiding citizen that is exercising his right to carry a legal firearm.
Any weapons in the vehicle?
Yeah.
What kind of weapons?
This is a registered firearm in my name.
Okay.
Yeah, Smith & Wesson. This is also, you know, got the business under my name too, so.
Just go ahead and keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
For me.
Now, a question that some of you might have is why he didn't inform the officers about his firearm at the beginning of the traffic stop. Certain states require their citizens to inform police officers of carrying a weapon if approached during a police interaction. But this incident happened in California, where Rudy was not required to tell the officers. It is important to know that once you're asked by an officer if you carry a gun, you have to answer truthfully, which Rudy did. Officer Sarah signaled the male officer about the gun. From this moment on, keep a look at Officer Sarah's right hand. This is the sign of an officer in trouble that is about to lose control and could easily hurt, if not kill, an innocent man. It should have been a relief for these officers that the gun was in the trunk, but even with the gun being out of reach from Rudy, Officer Sarah asked to speak with her colleague in private. She did not feel comfortable being alone with Rudy.
You good with him for a second?
Can I talk to you for 1 second? Just keep your hands on the wheel, okay? He's just super telling me that we're in Nazi Germany and he's recording us on that line. It's super bad, so I'm just a little concerned that he was so nervous and now he's telling me that there's a firearm.
You're just trying to sneak away from it.
This video has been playing for over 4 minutes, and there is zero indications he is a threat or unhinged. I said it already, but I'm saying it again. Officer Sarah is going to end up hurting someone. She mentioned his comment about Nazi Germany. She claimed that he is acting all nervous, which clearly he hasn't. She is just seeing what she wants to see at this point. She claimed that she doesn't know if he is going to do something to them or not, but that she would feel more comfortable if they search the vehicle because they don't know where the gun actually is. So why even bother asking this guy for the location of the gun? Heck, why even ask him if he is carrying a gun? You just need to find evidence of another crime that can justify this excess use of your power as an officer of the law. What gets me heated is that there are laws that allow you to carry firearms, and these same laws are also used as probable cause. It's really sickening. The Fourth Amendment protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. The term unreasonable is a broad term that is subject to interpretation, and it generally implies that the search or seizure must be justified by some objective standard rather than a law enforcement officer's subjective feelings. Rudy's instinct is to call a supervisor, hoping that the next guy has a better understanding of the law, but this is yet again used to prove he's nervous, and after a back and forth between the officer and Rudy, this happened.
You're doing your job. What's your cause?
Calm down.
What's your cause of stopping me? Is what I want to know. You didn't even give me a cause. You said for your 10. I told you I got
That's
a ticket.
probable cause to pull you over, right?
Okay.
Just because you.
Whoa. That's
Put your hands
way. Whoa.
I find it interesting that even the male officer gets initially surprised by Officer Sarah's actions. Of course, he has to play along now. To conduct a search without a warrant, law enforcement officers need probable cause, which is generally defined as a reasonable amount of suspicion, supported by circumstances strong enough to justify a prudent and cautious person's belief that certain facts are probably true. Simply having a firearm in your car doesn't automatically provide probable cause for a search. Lawfully owning a firearm and carrying it in your vehicle within the confines of the law does not in itself constitute illegal activity. It's important to understand that while officers might develop reasonable suspicion based on various observations, there's a difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause. Reasonable suspicion is a lower threshold and can justify a brief detention and possibly a frisk for weapons. Probable cause is a higher standard that can justify a full search. These two officers had at best reasonable suspicion based only on their feelings. But would it surprise you that it doesn't matter?
Oh,
We're not
wow.
gonna play this game, sir.
Hey, it's all good.
I don't know.
It's all
Lean
good.
forward towards the seat.
Wait, this way.
Sorry, towards the steering wheel. All right, do not move. Got it? Pop out.
These officers knew that even if they violated Rudy's Second and Fourth Amendment rights, they can always pull out their qualified immunity card. So I ask of you, as the viewer, to think about this. If the cops, by just using their feelings as a probable cause, can search your car, do you truly have a Fourth Amendment? If by you using your Second Amendment right and carry a legal weapon in your car is also probable cause, do you truly have a Second Amendment? We have to demand an end to qualified immunity in order to protect our rights from government interference. Because once we lose these rights, we'll never get them back.